I swear to God, the people who are producing Cat's Eyes music are preying on those girls' downfall, because
I'm getting out of here.
let's be serious now. What is going on here? You know, I could defend Gnarly. I can't defend this shit. Ahem. So people tend to hate on the fact that Hazbin Hotel and its sister show Hell of a Boss have a lot of swearing. And, you know, at first I found this critique just a little bit silly and kind of a non-issue. Because it is a non-issue, but it's also like, you know, the characters are in hell. They're gonna swear. You know what I mean? But then Hell of a Boss Season 2 and Hazbin Hotel proper came out, and I'm like, oh, that is quite a bit of swearing, actually. Maybe people were onto something. But I feel like it wasn't like that before. You know what I mean? Like, Season 1 of Hell of a Boss was, you know, listenable. And now it's just like, the way that something about the swearing shifted. And, you know, it's hard to put my finger on it. I think I figured out what it is. The sentence structure of the swear words is so off that it makes the swear words stick out more. I don't think people actually have a problem with these shows having swear words. I think the problem is how the swears are used. The problem with a lot of Helliverse critiques is that people do not know how to, like, properly convey what it is they're critiquing, so they kind of just sound like they're saying anything. But it's like, no, the critique has merit. You're just so parasocially obsessed with hating on this show that you can't actually figure out what it is you want to say. Because for me, the problem with the swearing is that they will say the word fuck multiple times in one sentence, and that is what people mean when they say that it feels like a middle schooler who just learned how to swear. Back when I was in middle school, I absolutely hated it when people would swear for this exact reason, because it's like, why are you spamming the same word in one sentence? You sound stupid, right? It's kind of like when you're writing and you're trying to avoid using the word said multiple times, because after a while it becomes monotonous, you know what I mean? So you'll occasionally throw in a declared or a exclaimed, you know? It's also kind of like that thing where if you say one specific word over and over again, then it starts to sound not like a word. I think that also that's also why the swearing bothers people. Like with Adam in Season 1. So I was playing this gig, and for some fucking reason, this virtue chick was sticking on the drummer, and it's like, do you know who I am? I'm fucking Adam. I'm the original Dick. All dicks descend from me. You think you want drummer dick? No way. I'm the dick fucking master. So anyway, then we fucked, and it was awesome. What did you do this weekend? It's like when you hear me just reading it in a normal voice, that's a lot of the same word over and over again. Do you see what I mean? That was like 5 or 6 sentences, and I said fuck and dick a lot. It's also like characters will swear during moments where it really feels like they shouldn't. Like in episode 2, when they're in the room of the speaker, right? It's like, I understand that Lute is a, you know, more perverse character, but it's like, it feels like, say, if I'm in a meeting with my professors, I don't care how upset I am. I mean, I would never be in such a situation because realistically I would be masking my emotions, but hypothetically, if I am visibly upset, I wouldn't even say hell or damn, right? One time my professor was talking to me, and he was like, I was inside a room and he was outside the room because he was just passing by, and he was talking to me about the fact that I'm going to do research with him next semester, and I accidentally said hell yeah instead of I'm excited for this opportunity. Luckily I don't think he heard me because, like I said, he was like passing by the room, but yeah, it's like, you don't talk like that in front of your superiors. And it just feels like Lute should just hold her tongue, you know what I mean? Like, you are in a semi-professional environment. Why are you cussing up a storm? Now, I can understand her starting to swear as she becomes more and more exasperated, but it just feels like, you know, if you want to look like the good guy, you shouldn't be using such language. Yeah, it just feels like the Heaven characters should want to be, like, above that kind of thing, so it feels like they should not be swearing in front of other people. You know, it feels like the Hellverse version of Heaven. It feels like they like to put superficial things like that, as like a indicator of character. So, you know, I feel like they, should be a little stricter towards swearing, especially in the courtroom and in front of the other angels. But of course, that's just my interpretation of the show based on what the source material has shown me. So because this is my second channel, I don't have to produce coherent thoughts, and I also don't have to worry about the fact that my siblings are being very loud upstairs. It is winter break, so I am back at home. Anyway, it is the next day, and I went to watch an episode of Hello Boss from season 1 and season 2 to kind of make sure that I wasn't just talking nonsense, and I was in fact correct. The swearing has become significantly less colorful and creative in the newer seasons. And of course, Hell of a Boss, different show, but same production company, so we are going to use it for this example. In the episodes I watched was Western Energy and Spring Broken. In Western Energy, when Blitz cusses, he'll usually just use the word fuck in a sentence like 3 times, which is very boring, not very interesting. In Spring Broken, he talks like this.
Listen up, you unoriginal pink cum duck! You have 3 goddamn seconds to get your tits out of my parking spot! Oh shit! I'm surprised they let your fat ass out of rehab. I can see you're still a drunken whore, clutching onto that Bielsa juice bottle like it's the last cock in hell.
Also, sometimes the voice actors put like way too much emphasis on the swear word. Like, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, and that's another reason why it comes off like a middle schooler who's learning to swear for the first time, because it's like, why are you putting so much emphasis on the swear? I feel like characters like Vox and Husk definitely swear like the perfect amount. Like, Vox definitely swears a lot, but I think it works for his character. I feel like the characters would be stronger if some of them were more reserved in their swearing. Like they do, like, obviously Emily and Sarah have only sworn like 1 time in the entire series thus far, and both of those times were like pretty justified and they weren't in front of other people. Like how people say that Alistair never used to swear in the pilot, and it's like, I'm cool with Alistair swearing sometimes. Like in season 1, when he meets Lucifer for the first time and he gets all up in his face and he says, fuck you. It's like, that joke is really funny, but it's also like, I kind of wish they had made it so that Alistair doesn't swear until episode 8 when his staff gets broken, because that moment would have felt more impactful, like, oh, this is serious. But yeah, I feel like I wish there was more variety in how often the other characters swear. I guess there is a little bit, but I feel like they've started to just kind of do whatever at this point. Like, Alistair has started to swear a lot more in season 2, which is sad. So yeah, it's like, I do think that the critique of the characters swear too much is ultimately a non-issue. Like, of all the problems that the Helliverse shows have, I feel like that's not even one worth complaining about. But it's also like, I do see where people are coming from, and the show would be stronger if they were more thoughtful in how the characters swear. So yeah, that's my take. You guys should go watch my Moon Girl video. I worked really hard on that. I did not work very hard on my Hazbin Season 2 video, and it got a lot of views, and that made me really sad. And these 2 videos that I worked really hard on are stuck in 300 view jail. And I was really sad about that. I was like, come on, man. Why are you doing this to me? But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe, and I will see you next time.